Um, all right, people. We are live. We are live. It's taking a second to connect with Instagram. All right.
Mhm.
We are live. We are live. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, today we are going to discuss The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 12, The Glow Up Cost. We're going
Mhm.
to recap last Sunday's episode. But before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Joy, Dr. Joy, pre PhD. And Miss Callie over here, Miss Callie.
It's Miss Callie, baby. Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are having a great week.
Yeah. Oh, no, not for clapping. I gotta find that
Hope
button.
you guys are having a great week. We're going to go ahead and get started by kind of warming up a little bit with a little chapstick gossip. What's the gossip for the day, Callie?
Um, I don't know. Is there gossip today? Let me
I
think.
thought you were
No.
saying something about
Well,
Cynthia's
yeah, but
name.
that wasn't gossip. That was just his little appearance on the show this week.
Oh, okay.
But it seems like there's been a lot going on.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, let me think. Yeah, I guess not, because whatever it is not that important.
Oh, but you
Because
forgot.
yes,
Yeah.
and
All
so
right,
there you
this
have it.
season, I mean, this episode, let's rate it 1 through 10 first. What would you give it?
I give it a five,
I
six.
actually would give it like a 3, 4. Like
Oh,
when I wanted to do this, but I was like, it ain't really nothing to talk about because the only
yeah.
thing I remember that stood out was when the
Mm-hmm.
literal credits was rolling. And
Mm-hmm.
when I talked to my daughter, she didn't even see that part. She said I said, you just I was like, that was the only thing that was relevant to move the story on. But it
Yeah.
might not have even been a move the story on because that particular confessional was likely um done, after they ended the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about that at the end because just to be clear, I'm sure most of us know this at this point, but just in case you don't, the confessionals are not done in real time. So they usually start confessionals about midway through their season. So just to throw some numbers out there, let's say that they started filming January 1st and they don't. But let's just say, for instance, they did. They probably wouldn't have their first confessionals until like March 15th while they're still filming. But they may have one again in April and then one again at after or two possibly after the season has ended. It depends on what's going on in their season, but I'm sure they make those dates up front, those
Yeah.
confessional dates up front. That is important because a lot of times, and they mix them all up. They used to didn't do that. They used to be really, really, really good at not mixing them up. It was the reason why certain seasons we knew that, oh, they filmed this before this huge thing that happened, like in Potomac we knew which confessionals were filmed before Monique and Candace fought and what were after it, and it really is important
Yeah.
in that particular season. So yeah, what we saw at the very, very end of this episode was likely filmed after they finished because of the backlash that Shamea is getting.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? So I don't. Do you watch Carlos King's show on Monday nights?
Yes,
So this Monday, if you watch it,
I watched.
um,
I watched it.
he was trying to, in my opinion, he was trying to kind of back her up a little bit, back Shamia up a little bit, explaining, why he understands a little bit about why she was upset and how she cried and says, "I'm not in the friend group," and blah 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 blah. What did you think about this scene?
I mean, he caught her in a lie too. That was the biggest thing.
Wait, which lie? Go ahead.
Okay, so in that interview, first of all, she's been doing interviews, and every time she talks, she makes it worse.
Oh,
She
she
needs to
does.
stop. But she, when this Carlos King interview, there is this the 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 root allegedly of these issues were Shamea, I mean, was the episode back in season, I don't know what season it was, 8 or 9, where Portia, it really wasn't Portia, it was really Phaedra saying that Shamea and allegedly Shamea was having physical relations with both Candy and Todd. This is the
Yeah.
root of all of this. So for whatever reason, Shamea decided to forgive Portia because, in my opinion, what she did, if Shamea had ended that friendship, I don't think any of us would blame her. Like, because you're talking about me on a show that I can't even defend myself on.
Yeah.
So nobody would have blamed her, and everybody would be blaming Portia. But that's not what she did. She chose to forgive her and wait 9 physical years, get on this platform, and then be mad at her because of it.
It's pretty interesting because she says, I can log in, but I did not watch. Come
Yeah.
on. I'm
But
like,
here's the lie. Here's the lie.
yeah, go ahead, go.
So Carlos King said,
Hold on. I'm sorry. What day? What time? Okay.
okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
So Carlos King said, had asked Shamia, well, you know what happened, what Portia said about, on, or Portia actually, when Phaedra had made that comment, Portia said, well, they are really close.
Yeah.
But she didn't say that they were, or that she heard it, but what she didn't do was defend her friend. And that's what should be the charge. Because according to Shamea, she was engaged. She could have lost her relationship, yada, yada, yada. Carlos King asked her, well, were you giving heads up about it, or were you just completely blindsided when it came out? She said, no, she was completely blindsided. And then that's when Carlos King got her in the rope a dope. He said, because he set her up. This was really a setup. Shamea is just too arrogant to see it. The next question was, in that same season, she was saying something. Candy was talking about Portia in some capacity, and Shamea, when they looked at Shamea for an answer, Shamea just picked up her drink and turned her head. So
Mm.
Carlos King's argument was, well, both of y'all, if you didn't know, and if you didn't, okay, let me also say, then Shamia said, yeah, well, but Portia did it first. He said, that's why I asked you, were you giving a heads up? So in the same season, while what Shamia didn't do, it didn't have any world consequence, which is why most of us had even forgotten about it, because I had actually forgotten about that part. It didn't even cross my mind all these
Yeah,
years.
same. I wouldn't have
So
thought about
Carlos
it.
King said his point was, both of you all have been in situations where people have talked about your friend in amongst other people, and you said nothing. You guys are basically doing the same thing. And then she was trying to say, well, da da da, she did it first. He really set her up. He set her up in a rope a dope way, and Shamia really didn't think anything about her turning her head. But I can't remember what it was exactly Candy said, but Candy was working real slick that season. I don't know if I know, because what I do remember is that season Candy decided last minute to throw Shamia a bridal shower, because Portia, of course, Portia wasn't, and it wasn't even an official bridal shower. So in other words, Candy had decided the day before, according to all the ladies, to throw this bridal shower because none of them even had the opportunity to get her a gift. And they talked about it. They talked about it like, I feel bad. I'm coming here and we ain't even got no gift. We just got the call last night. So it was kind of like, this was an impromptu situation. Maybe the producers put her up to it. I'm
So
pretty
that
sure
was on the
they
show?
did. Yeah.
I
That
don't
was
even
that
remember
was that
that.
that was that season. Because Shamia was getting married that
Yeah.
season. And it was later on. Now, it could have been a situation that the producer said, why don't you call Shamea and throw her something? Because obviously the producers picked up there was some issues there. That's the reason why we knew that Portia wasn't going to her wedding and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how that it wasn't because Portia had invited her on. It was because Candy did. The point is, both of them sit around and let other people talk about the other.
Mm-hmm.
So Portia's no less guilty than you are, or no more guilty than you are. And Shamea's had kind of been playing a victim.
Big time. Well, that's where she's going to war for that.
Yeah,
She is
that's why I say
queen victim.
she doesn't. It's just like no accountability. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even think she gets it because if she saw the comments, if y'all look at the comments that are in these groups, and they're kind of slowing down a little bit because I think most of them were filled with older millennials um, and Gen X kind of people. We're pretty much
Mm-hmm.
the ones that still on Facebook in these groups. It's not the young people. They're not.
Everybody else on
Yeah,
Patreon. Yeah.
they're not
Mm-hmm.
in these groups. So the older millennials and the Gen X, and they're not liking Shamea. And it's crazy because she has the formula. She has the formula for a great wife. She's a beautiful woman. She has a young family. She's her and her husband. They look nice together. Although he's awkward, it's very clear he don't really rock with this show, but he's willing to participate even in inkling. And they have this beautiful home. They got real money. Like they have the formula.
I don't see it. I see. I get what you're saying. Yes, she absolutely should
Yeah.
be a good one for the show,
Yeah.
but she is just
She's not likable. And I hate
at
to say
all.
that about a person because, like I said, she might be a great person, but on this show, my daughter is a staunch believer in certain friends should never get a peach because Marlo did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you would have thought Marlo would have made an excellent peach holder.
No, I never thought she would have made a
Well,
good peach holder.
you're correct. If you don't, Marlo, I thought was very mean.
Yeah, she
But
was.
she was what I mean by that, she was a friend for a long time. Like, you play your position. Cynthia is playing the heck out of her position as a friend.
We need to get her a raise because she's doing more stuff than the Real Housewives are.
She is.
She done
Like,
done events, parties, vacations.
she is. And it feels like they need to hire people that want to play. They got all these people that don't want to play.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it a buck. Yeah, people love Drew, but Drew don't want to play. Why y'all think Drew didn't show up to that audition and at least audition? Because she felt like they were gonna play her, and she already knows that Peaky low key don't like her. That's very clear.
Well, that's one reason. But the other reason is she probably is trying to make it where I'm not just going to come and interview or audition for you. I have been in the business for too long. You need to go to my manager. Drea Michelle did that on one of the episodes of Basketball Wives
She
too.
did. I remember
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, I can see it both ways. She may have done it for
I
either
mean,
one of the reasons.
she did. That was her argument. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
Drew's credit, that is her argument. Is that when they called her on the phone? I don't know if y'all were paying attention. If you like me, you play solitary a lot of times when it ain't striking. So I just so happened to be looking up. She was getting her hair done or something. Her people were around her, and they
Mm-hmm.
called her on the phone and asked her. Drew did tell her to, hey, send us the reel or whatever it's called to my manager, and they did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it was that she asked them to do, they did not do that. And to her credit, this is her real job. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's what her thought process is. This is her real job. You're not going to make me look like a fool on national TV.
Right.
I'm assuming that, but you also got to know how to play. And Drew hasn't figured that out yet. And the only person that knows how to play this game that's new, halfway new, is Angela. Angela has come to play.
I like her too.
Hey, Michelle is a veteran. She has been on reality TV. For her to act like she don't understand how this stuff work, It's
is
crazy to me.
ridiculous. It
It's
is.
insane to me.
It is.
I can
So
go ahead.
Tasha K
Hmm.
was. She has a post out there on Instagram today, and she says that Drew is not on the list to return next season,
I wouldn't doubt that.
and neither is
I,
Pinky Cole.
I
But
wouldn't have doubted. I don't know why Shamea on there or
yes,
Kelly.
she's
Kelly,
on there. Both of them are set to come back, according to what Tasha K said, but not Drew and not
she
Pinky. And
don't know.
I
She
don't know
don't
what
know
it
this early.
is.
She don't know. She just talking outside her neck because
I don't know
nobody
what it
knows.
is about. I don't know what it is about Drew. Why wouldn't she come back? I mean, what do you
For
think?
one, I think Drew was under an X amount of years contract, and I'll say this: Drew. They said Drew. The production was pissed off at her last year. I was actually surprised to see her back here this year because
Just
they
off of her
said
about what?
Drew was she was late to every event. She came. Drew is a housewife that wasn't even in every episode last year. I remember that. I remember talking about that. That episode that Ralph was in, she was not in. She was not in that episode at all. When Ralph and Shamea had that little meet up somewhere to talk, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't in that episode at all. And when you're not in the episode, you get paid per episode. When you're not featured in an episode, I don't care if it's just the end. They're not going to. You don't get paid. She was late to Portia's event. I don't even know if y'all know that she barely. When I say she barely made it, the whole argument that they showed,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know she was in it until you rewatch it again, and the camera glances past her. She was late to that. She was late to Phaedra's event last year. She
She
kept coming
was.
in late, and they were frustrated with her. So I believe she had a multi-year contract that she had signed. So I'm not surprised that they are getting rid of her, and it's sad too because this was her consistent income.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they. I am surprised that they. I know she has been late, but Candy was late all the time too, and she was still one of the best housewives.
Well, but Candy also had like a personal story, even if it was surrounded around her family and not her. Because, in my opinion, she rarely had a solid story about her. It was almost always surrounded around her family. And in a way, it's still her personal story. But when that sort of thing kind of cooled down after she got married, especially after she had her son, and it wasn't so much drama between her family, you saw the decline, not necessarily in Candy's popularity, but she didn't have a personal story anymore, and she started to repeat. That's the reason why we was talking about child support for multi seasons. It was the reason why her and Todd then started going to therapy, that we started repeating storylines.
As they usually do.
Not always. That's not true. Who was really good at that? Is crazy as Road Lizard crazy as Kenya was. She didn't repeat storylines. She may not have always had the only one that probably dragged on longer than we cared to hear was her divorce, and we knew what was happening in real time and why there was a delay.
She had the same storyline every year. Before she got married and had a kid, she talked about getting married and having a kid. The different guys she was dating, was she paying
But
Walter?
she brought
Was the
them
other
on.
guy
Yeah, but
going
she,
back and
yeah,
forth? But so she's still having her storyline might have changed name, but she still had the same
I don't
storylines.
think that was the same when she dated that little personal trainer. I don't think that rebuilding her house. Kenya had plenty of. I can't, I couldn't stand her, but she kept it. And I'm not saying it was always fun or great, and it slowed down, especially after her and Mark got married, and they weren't together long enough to even make it sit. And those last couple of seasons, she didn't have like the best of storylines, but Kenya was pretty good at that. And at some point, if you've been on a season for 10 seasons, you don't really need a storyline. It's the new people to me that need storylines. We should be focusing in on Angela. We should be focusing in on Pinky, because it's something going on with Angela and her daughter that they don't want us to know. And that's fine. We don't have to know all of their business, but don't dip our toes in the water because it's very clear to me as a
What do you think is not
as
being said?
as an in between the line reader, Angela obviously had a problem with her daughter being gay for a long time. She's come to realize it because nobody hides their wedding. Nobody gets married and you don't tell your mother if it wasn't a problem. I just think that's kind of common sense. And maybe, I think a lot of times, especially this generation, Alpha and Z, or whatever generation this is, they tend to think our generation is more homophobic. It's not really about being homophobic because Gen Xers had gay friends. We went to school with we also know what our gay friends went through. And it was not easy for them. And I don't think it's easier today. Like, it's not, I don't care if you're a boy or girl. I think it might be slightly worse if it's a boy. But, girls, they get taunted, they get teased. Their life just isn't regular. They don't have regular problems. They have heavy problems. The kind of problems that make kids want to commit suicide. It's scary. It is scary. It's not about we don't want. Nobody looks at their brand new infant baby and say, "Ooh, I hope my baby grows up to be gay." Nobody says that. And it's not because they're homophobic. It's because most people who grew up in public schools had a gay friend or an associate or a cousin or a sister or themselves.
So, what do you think about her wanting her daughter to explain it to her siblings, her younger
I
siblings?
think that one is crazy.
I do too.
And why doesn't she want to?
Why should she have to?
She shouldn't have to in a way of sitting down, but it is weird. Like if I would imagine if whoever, if this was a boy girl situation, we would think it's strange.
Well, if it were a boy girl situation, it'd be an easy conversation to have because it's normal. That's normal. And unfortunately, it's not normal yet for some of these girls to be dating other girls. It's normal in my mind, but it's not normal. They're uncomfortable to even talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is, that's sad
Which is the
still.
issue that
Yeah.
parents are so afraid of for their children because that's the very first thing that comes to your mind. I would imagine as a parent, your child comes to you and you say this and your heart is like, oh my God, life is just not going to be easy for that person. This isn't just a discrimination in your community. It could be a discrimination in your job,
Yeah.
your life. It infiltrates every part of your life. That's why so many people kept it secret for so long
Yeah. Yeah.
because like there was a teacher in Missouri who I guess his husband dropped him off and he kissed him goodbye. The teacher was fired
Why?
because the students now all of a sudden are comfortable when the teacher is lecturing and he's walking up and down the hall, or walking down the aisles in his classroom talking, and they touch his shoulder. Like that was a real scenario. I'll never forget that. That is like insane to me. Like just because somebody touched your shoulder, now you're uncomfortable when you weren't
Hmm.
before.
Yeah.
And it was literally the student's shoulder who went and told the parent, who then went lurking on their page to try to figure out more about them and became a problem and went to the board. And I don't know, maybe I'm not correct when I say that teacher was fired. But in Missouri, it's one of those. Maybe the teacher quit because in Missouri, it's legal for a parent for any reason to say, "I don't want my child with this teacher," and by law, they have to remove that child. I don't know if y'all parents know that, but it is legal here. I would never tell a parent that, but yeah, that's a thing. And that
Uh,
for the most part, they have to accommodate you. Now, if it's a special ed, I don't know how that works,
so
but
you mean here in our home state,
you can
a
walk into your
parent can
teacher.
go up to the school and say, "I hear this person is gay, and
I
I
feel
don't want my
uncomfortable.
child
Yep,
around
yep.
him."
In Missouri. And it's in Missouri is so backwards. Well, I don't know where you.
Yes.
I know you're in the northern part of Missouri. I'm in St. Louis, so in St. Louis City, it's. I don't even know how this law was affected since Trump did away with protecting genders. But in the school district that I work at, at the same time, as crazy as what I just said is, students with who are in transition, all of those Q, LBQT, all
Uh
of that,
huh.
they're highly protected. When I say highly protected, they are highly protected. A student could come to you and say, "Hey, I'm gay. I don't want to go to the bathroom with all the boys." You have to make accommodations for them.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I get it, but it's just how do you have that conversation where I think it's wrong? I mean, you don't know what everybody is doing in their private lives. So
Yeah.
you hear a rumor and you have to go and voice the fact that if this is true, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I don't have enough
It
experience or
was
history with it. I don't care what you do. If that's who you love,
it was a
that's who you
teacher
love.
that was fired for working on OnlyFans though.
I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah, she was working on. I can't remember. It wasn't in my area. It was like
Yeah,
in a highly white area, one of
yeah,
those
yeah.
small towns in Missouri. But yeah, she was fired for working on
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
and
So
she started doing it full time and was
yeah,
making some pretty decent money
yeah.
after that. But
Mm.
oh well, hopefully they'll get through. I don't know what they could be hiding or why Angela. I mean, I can understand her being upset though that she didn't get to come to the wedding or be a part of it.
Yeah,
But in general, she's been married now for what 2 years. But that's her life. But anyway,
yeah.
that's kind of sad.
All right,
All
let's
right.
talk a little bit about this opening scene because a lot of people were upset about this scene. I don't know how you felt about it, if you were even paying much attention to it. It's the psychological effect of it, I guess, because it is with Cynthia and Angela sitting down, and
Yeah.
basically Cynthia spilling the tea about what Shamea has shared with her. The problem that they had was they think that Cynthia and Shamea are the ones that really had a problem, that she really needs to be giving all the smoke that she's giving Angela to Cynthia, because it's a couple of issues with them that we've heard about after, Cynthia has a podcast
Yeah.
and that she does with Crystal from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And they were
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. Like they have an issue. And if you had noticed that in the interviews, because she did another one today with Angela Yee, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And they were talking a little bit. So, yeah. So, what did you think about that? Do you think that Cynthia shouldn't have said all the stuff that Shamea said? That's what made Angela in confessional say, "Oh, so that's the issue, girl. You need therapy. You got all these stresses going on."
I don't. I think when Shamea tells anything to Cynthia or anybody else, she's saying in the back of her head, I know it's going to get back to other people. So, I
I
don't
mean,
really
yeah,
have,
but yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. She can just leave the show, as far as I'm concerned.
Who?
Shamea, and then I won't have to think about it.
I think almost that whole crew, that little side, because I would say if you're gonna get rid of Shamia, also get rid of Kelly, also get rid of, because I don't know why Kelly is there. I
Now, Kelly and Portia are going to make up, it seems.
yeah.
So let's just say these issues with Portia were not there. I mean, overall, she seems okay for the show. You don't think?
Who? Kelly?
Yeah,
No,
Kelly.
no. I would like Pinky to stay more than Kelly.
Now, why would you want Pinky to stay?
Pinky actually does have the formula. Pinky does have the formula. Pinky just needs to calm down a little bit. You ain't gotta keep if you gotta keep telling people you a bad bee, you ain't one.
Okay, because she has so much going on. She said to us that she is one of the top influential black businesswoman in the world. Basically, is what she said. Um, what are you doing on the Housewives then? And now we all know that your company might make a lot. We know you pay yourself, and you're paying yourself $6,000 a month.
And they
But
don't
with
even get a lot of
everything,
money this season, their first season. That's what makes it so
yeah,
bad. They
yeah.
don't
But
even
with
make no more.
everything going on with her and the money that is coming in, which sounds like it might not be that much anyway, and the heavy burden she has of her financial issues before the show, why would she come on the show to make $25,000 an episode or less? That's She has
It's
millions
not
and
twenty
millions and
five
millions.
thousand. She probably getting. I'm assuming they're doing better than the $50,000 that not just Real Housewives of Atlanta got they first season, but I knew New Jersey was like that. They
But
got
who? But
very
my
good.
point being is she has multi-million of dollar debt. Why are you on the Housewives?
Maybe she was trying to rebrand herself, girl. I don't know. I
I just
mean,
don't
I
think.
like her though. I don't like her, but I like her. Like I like the formula of her. Pinky ain't afraid to speak her mind. Pinky ain't afraid to get her hands a little dirty. Cause the episode last week, I mean Sunday, when Pinky said, "You got a problem? Don't. What's up with K Michelle and
Right.
Shamea? Y'all
Shamia's like,
okay?"
what?
So
What
she ain't
problem?
afraid to put something out there.
She's
if,
not. But do you see how quick K Michelle's like, no, we cool. Like, don't bring that up.
Yeah,
No,
now
we
she don't
fine. No
need to be there
issue.
no more. She don't need.
She
Yeah,
does not need to
yeah.
be
She
there
don't need
at
to be.
all.
She don't want to play. They need to get people that want to play. They need to go get Nene. Nene know how to play. They want to recoup. I can guarantee you that if Nene came back, they would have an episode where the ratings will be huge. People want to see what Nene would do. Even if you hate her, it's the same thing with Kenya. You wait, give it 3 more years. If this still exists and they on season 20, if Kenya came back, you talking about with Nene and Kenya and Portia and um what's her name? Ann Phaedra and Candy sitting up here saying that she's sick and tired of being mentioned on these episodes. She ain't on.
She's like, where's my check?
If she came back, that's season 5 or 6. That is their highest rated. Um, and Cynthia's already there. That's their two highest rated seasons, 5 and 6. That's
Yeah,
that cast was a perfect formula. You
it
just
was.
you have to get rid of Pink. Not Pinky. Pinky can stay for now.
She really can't. She can't.
But you have to get rid of Shamea and Kelly and what's her name? Um
Okay, Michelle.
K Michelle and I hate to say it, but Drew. But
Okay.
yeah,
Drew
and
Sidora, I think I think
she
she
might
makes.
stay. She
Yeah,
she
we'll
it
see.
depends on
I
if
don't know
she
why Tasha K thinks she knows that, but she sure said
she
that.
don't not this early. They haven't even done reunion. The
But they're
girls
doing it in a couple days.
is it this week?
Yes, this week.
This must be a really short season because this was just episode 12.
Yep, they're doing it this week, and that's why I was kind of waiting on the reunion looks to come out. Don't they normally come out a week or two before the reunion?
Not the looks, no.
Mm.
No, we a lot of times we don't get the looks until they film it.
Now it does say online that you'll get the looks. We'll get Steven 17 looks after they've finished filming. But I always thought
Yeah.
we got them more. I thought we
No,
got them
we
earlier.
usually got them. I mean, even on a good time, we got them that day. We used to get like the cast picture that day, but they don't do that. They send it as a package now.
Hmm.
Cause
Yeah,
back in
it
the
says
day,
on
they used to
here.
take a picture themselves. They can't even do that no more.
I know that's funny. I know it says online. It says for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, the ladies brought high fashion drama to the couches for the reunion. The glamorous evening wear features crystal embellished mermaid gowns, statement feathers, and vibrant, colorful palettes. And you can view all the stuff when they're updated. Yeah, so it told you it might be a mermaid thing. And it does say season 17, but I wonder because didn't they wear mermaid stuff last season? No, that was yellow.
They Potomac and Atlanta are really good at colors. I
They
noticed
are.
that the new Rhode Island had colors. They had like a babe shades of blue.
Don't get me started on them, but I was watching the reunion while I was multitasking. I'm like,
Hmm.
do I need to go watch the season? Because they
Yeah,
was
I think.
clowning on the reunion.
Yeah, I can imagine. I kind of want to watch the season. I'm going to binge it. One of these days, I'm
Yeah.
going to put my little lazy self down and be lazy for a day and binge watch it. Because
Yeah.
my old butt been watching Love Island. So it come on every day. It come on every day but Wednesday.
See, now I don't watch that, and I didn't even watch Rhode Island, but that reunion, they were vicious.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
were. I
okay,
turned one day. I was watching Atlanta, and I wasn't paying no attention. They've been airing Rhode Island right after it, so
yeah,
I wasn't paying no attention. I'm just letting the TV play, and
yeah.
then they was arguing with this one girl who knew her husband was having an affair, and she was like, "Well, they don't know him for real. He's a good father, and he's a good one, and a good husband." And I just sat there and I said, all the stereotypes that we think about rich white women is being
Hmm.
played out in front of me. But I'm dead serious. Like, and I'm sure it's black women that's also involved with this, especially if you are dealing with a professional athlete or somebody in the Hollywood in the industry where you got a husband who definitely has a side chick. And your thing is just don't bring it around me. And you pray he grows out of it.
uh,
And that's essentially what this lady said. And I was like, God, that's sad. But, are you willing to compromise that to live a comfortable life? That is a question I think most, a lot of these women have to ask and ask themselves if they're being honest when their husbands have money.
yeah,
Cause I'm like, look at the whole thing with it's just like Angela. Can you imagine coming on a show and whether or not your husband wanted to be with you or marry you is in question?
he just says some stupid things, but to me, they are the funniest couple. They seem to play off each other very well. So I kind of hate that she felt the need to defend him so much.
Yeah.
It was interesting, but they'll be back. I like them. I
Yeah,
like them on the show.
I think Angela has it. She has.
Hmm.
You can say whatever you want, but on reality TV, Angela has the I and the T.
She's
She has it.
hilarious.
She has it no different. Girl, can you imagine Angela, Nene, Kenya, Cynthia, Portia?
And just can we just bring Sheree back just for the fun of it all? Because I would
No.
love to hear some
Well,
stories about her and Charles Oakley.
girl, that's the reason why Angela said she didn't join a few years back. Because they tried to get her to join. I don't know what season it was, but she did admit that. And she
No,
did.
I didn't know she admitted that. She
Yeah.
said that's the reason that she didn't choose to come is
And she
because of
said it
Sheree.
was a really bad time in her marriage. She said
Okay,
it would have been a really bad time too. So
okay,
probably
okay.
things came up, and Sheree would have kind of probably over exaggerated it
Yeah,
in or you know it would have been on
yes,
more display.
yeah.
And some couples don't survive that.
A lot of couples don't survive it. That's why I'm shocked to still see couples wanting to come on the show. It seems like every time you do that, you're going to have problems. But speaking of couples, who knows really what's going to happen? But I will not be surprised if Pinky and her boo have some issues after being on the show and losing everything. We heard that she saved the house, and now she's saying that she might be put out the house again.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
I heard she lost the house.
you heard she's already lost it. Now,
That's what-
she got it back last month.
Oh,
But
I don't
then
know.
the other day, like earlier this week, they said no, she's losing it again.
Yeah, well, I heard.
So yeah, and so I don't know. I kind of see we're
But
going to see
she
cracks in their
also brought a
marriage.
little of that on herself. You can't ball out while filing bankruptcy on television because they hold everything against you. All I kept before we even heard about the house situation, I was talking to my daughter about this. I was like, y'all didn't learn anything from Housewives of New Jersey with what happened
With
with
Teresa.
Teresa and Joe, because I did. I
I mean,
love
they carried he carried cash to that furniture store, spent 100K.
the
Who does
fans
that?
watch this show.
Yeah, yeah,
Whoever is look, they say you think the fans ain't watching Housewives of Potomac
they are.
for Wendy. You
They
think they
are.
wasn't watching every piece of fashion that Wendy had last year? You think they wasn't counting her coins when she
Oh
was
my
getting her
god.
house rehabbed and wherever she spent? You
The
think they weren't
calculator was
watching?
on. They was, yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. Oh, she's been quiet since her court. I ain't heard nothing else from her except for
I
the little
heard.
stuff about Giselle.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, we heard. I don't know if y'all heard it out there, but there was a rumor that Giselle caught her in some kind of lie, and Wendy stopped filming for a little bit.
And
Um,
I hate to hear that because to me, she's. I wonder how much money she gets paid per episode. Now that folks is talking about pay per episode,
she
so
probably at if Drew is at a 500,000, I can't see her position no different. At least
so okay, I won't go into Potomac because I'll be on that all day. But you just got to think if you're making a 500,000, 4 years, and that 450,000, you could probably be done with. I mean, did you have to go the fraudulent way? If she did, anyway, I'll shut up.
yeah, Wendy and them was tripping.
Yeah,
That
they
I
really
mean
were.
that was trip. They were tripping because that whole unless it's some kind of something dramatic, it has to be like theatrical,
Yeah.
dramatic. Wendy going to jail. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Oh my God, that's gonna break my little heart.
Yeah, Wendy going to jail.
Okay, but I don't know. Okay, but I don't want to get on them because I won't stop. I want to bring up Mr. Mungagi or whatever Shamea's husband's last name is.
Hmm.
So his interview when Shamea did meet with Carlos, he said that he wants her to be on the show. That he has no problem at all with her being on the show if that's what she wants to do, and that makes her happy. And a lot of people were questioning, why are you putting your marriage on the line to do this? Do you feel like she was putting her marriage on the line by joining the show? Because I do.
I don't think so because I've I've while I've heard some business sortings about him, it ain't been nothing to hit the fan. But there's just people start digging, pulling up lawsuits and that
Yeah, and
he's had and
yeah, he's got some.
but
I
those
remember saying that when the show first started. I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like they're doing good. Give it a couple months."
but I'm like, he is a really big business guy. I don't know if y'all know, but he is the biggest HVAC person in various states, including Rhode Island.
That's what they say.
Including Rhode Island. Like he got real long money. Now,
Yeah, that's what
how
they
the
say.
money started, all that's a whole nother story, I'm sure, for a whole nother day.
Yeah, and I kind of think that's going to come up. I think it's going to come up, but if Shamia's not on the show, maybe it'd be a good thing. We won't hear much about it.
Yeah,
Because
but
I
after,
hate that. I mean,
yeah,
because they look like they are a really, really good couple, even though he doesn't want to be on the show. I get him not wanting to be on there, but to think the rumors, if true, here comes some trouble. I would have never come on this show,
yeah. I think their marriage itself would be solid unless,
even if she doesn't have a son.
oh no, that's gonna end. He gonna get him a little young girl.
Well, she's not old. I mean,
It's not about that. It's about
they're willing to try and want
African
more
men
from
are
her.
a lot different than American men. Like we American men are kind of taught that our girls are valued no different than our sons. African men are not like that. They grew up in cultures where having sons is your life's mission. Is your that's how you have proven your manhood, that you've
Mm,
had a son. It's
yeah.
that important to them. It's biblical to them. If y'all look at the Bible and like all like I mean, I think about this quite often that Jacob had 12 sons, what we regard as the 12 tribes, all the various tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're Judah. if anybody wants to know. But anyway, represents the 12 tribes, 12 ethnicities, and where they settled and so forth. You think somebody, and it was with four women, but of these four women, you don't think they had no girls? As I tend to think they were. I tend to think that the Bible has been edited in a lot of ways and have taken out a lot of things. And there's no way you're going to convince me that four different women had 12 sons consecutive. I just don't believe it.
Well, we hear stories even today about families having five, six, seven girls, and oop, after 20 years, here comes your first son. In fact, there was a post about that
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram the other day. So,
I,
I mean, I believe it's possible for them to have gone and only had girls for a very long time.
okay.
I believe.
I mean, I wrote a book based off of a story that I read. I mean, a story that I saw on the news. I want to say it was like on nightly news, NBC nightly news, and it was a black family too. A black family had their first girl in their family from the boys in 120 years. The last girl that was born from a man, from whatever line it is. So to make it make sense, let's say their last names were Freeman. In 120 years, all of the Freeman men, of course, married women, and they all had boys for
Mm.
120 years. So it was kind of a huge deal that one of the sons of one of the Freemans had a girl. So I know that that happens. I know that that phenomenon is possible. I just tend to think that in my mind, you know, women aren't, their stories aren't elevated biblically. That's all. That's really my. I don't have a gripe with the Bible, but I just think that women. I think there were men that were in charge of putting these books together, and I think that there was an actual effort to take away women's significance in the Bible.
Okay.
But it is what it is. I'm not a feminist. I promise I'm not. I probably because they irritate me. My daughter is a
Oh my
feminist. I
goodness.
tease her about that all the time. I'm really not a feminist. I just do believe that. Angela Moorhead said, "Trust me, if he had anything to expose, Atlanta detectives would have seen it, said it." I agree with that. But somebody just recently brought up a lawsuit with some loans.
Hey, Angela. I can't see the comments. I haven't seen that name in a long time now. Hi, Angela.
Did you see? You don't see it on the screen?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
well,
I'm on
but
my phone.
yeah,
It's probably not as big.
that I agree with that, Angela. I think that we would know at this point. A lot of people would have, because I'm sure they go all through their background because they pulled up. These were old lawsuits too. But anyway, it is what it is. You can't be a
Yeah.
multimillionaire in various states and you're not gonna have no um, lawsuits. Angela said hi, Callie.
Hi. It's
But
been a
yeah,
while.
if you could, I'm gonna ask you a question because I think I asked you this. And I'm gonna ask it probably every week. If you could put together a perfect cast, and because I've said who I'd get rid of this season, who would you get rid of, and how many girls would you add?
I wouldn't add any more for a
Okay.
while. It's so many of them on there, but somehow, I mean, they are kind of still. Everybody has something to talk about, but I would absolutely get rid of K Michelle. I would absolutely get rid of Shamea and Pinky Cole. Aside from that,
You
take
would
them off,
keep
and I
Kelly over Pinky?
absolutely Kelly's crazy. Kelly is crazy. The girl is drama we don't even know yet. She's crazy. She's good for the show. Oh, and did you see the post? Oh God, the post that somebody made over those birthday pictures of her 14-year-old baby.
Who?
Did you? I'll have to find and send it. I mean, that he called her out big time.
Mm.
It was interesting. I just thought of that all of a sudden. I don't know if anybody that's listening, if you guys saw the pictures of Kelly's daughter at 14. 14th birthday party. I mean, they
Oh, I
were,
saw that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, well,
It
somebody
was
made her.
kind of inappropriate. She had on like a t-shirt, like a short, whatever it was short. And when I say
Mm.
short, it was short at her hips. And she was sitting on a couch on a chair. Her legs were like over the arm of the chair, and her legs were crossed. It wasn't that it artistically was a bad picture, because it wasn't. If it was Kelly doing it, we wouldn't have think nothing of it. It just felt icky for a 14-year-old.
The appearance of holding a cigarette. It wasn't a cigarette, it
Oh
was a
yeah,
candle or
she did
whatever.
have that in her hand too. Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, it was interesting. I think it's a lot of place, but I do. Are you all right?
yeah.
I do. I think that Kelly is crazy enough to make a good housewife, especially for how easily she goes at Portia, which is completely.
I swallowed a whole sunflower seed.
Is that what that was? Look,
Yeah,
I heard you gagging at something. I'm like, that this
it was
might
a
not go
whole
well.
sunflower seed.
But no, I think Kelly should stay. I think Pinky can go. But
I'm
her
disappointed.
daughter, oh my God, that little fashion show her little daughter did. That
Yeah,
little girl has an expression on her face that says, I am all confident.
yeah.
She just was so cute. Anyway, what were you saying?
What do you think about K Michelle going to the doctor, and the doctor got to tell her that she shouldn't get her breast done?
She needs, listen, I know the show started off saying that Shamea needed therapy. Kelly needs therapy.
It really does.
I mean, there is something is off. She needs therapy. Maybe she's just saying stuff that kind of just so she'll have something to say on the show. But I think she's reaching too hard for something, and she hasn't grabbed it yet. I mean, are you really going back out to get another implant inside the body that you've already cried about? That you're going to be sick the rest of your life, and you want to go throw some more up in you? I mean, where does that? What I don't understand that kind of world. I guess you still want to do that. She's making up stories to always say that someone's against her. Now, next week, she's going to be mad at Shamea when they finally have their sit down. I think she is not the same as our Potomac girl. What's her name? That had her issues. The one that was working at Dollar General. Katie.
Not Dollar General. She was working. She was working at Dollar General.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Listen, yeah, she was. She sent the picture out. She was back there having her cigarette break. She was just trying to get some money in for her, to be able to keep her kids or something like that. But she had issues. She's admitted it in one way or another. And then, Ashley told her that she wasn't fit to be on the show.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I
that
think.
was.
And
I don't think
that's,
that was before they knew, though. To her
oh, yeah,
credit,
yeah, yeah. That
that
was
was.
before
I
they
mean,
know.
Katie is dramatically different,
Oh,
but
she is.
she
But
definitely is erratic, because she was signed to
yeah.
second season. They
But
just put
somebody should have
her out.
still noticed something going on with
Yeah,
her. There's some K Michelle is the same way to me. Like, K Michelle should not be on that show. I just don't think that Bravo. I think they might have known that she's a little bit sporadic and brought her on maybe just to see what kind of views they would get. But I really think that there's something wrong. Stop. Feel like she doesn't know what to expect on the show because they mad one day and loving each other the next.
right.
Kelly, you've been on reality TV longer than anybody on the show,
Yeah.
and you talking crap. So I think,
Actually, she might be right.
yeah,
Because I think she was probably on reality TV before Portia.
she was. Well,
Now,
yeah,
she
yeah, I
did
think
walk
she
away.
was.
She did walk away from reality for a minute, but she ain't no stranger to it. She's been on a few shows. She
She
ain't just
has been marriage boot camp,
right.
American Idol, or something.
Yeah, she done been on a few, so I don't understand why she acting like a newbie. You know,
It's irritating as heck.
yeah, and she's so judgmental.
Of everybody, except for Pinky Cole.
What you mean?
Do you think do you think some of the girls might be a little afraid of Pinky because she has a deep voice? K Michelle talks about everybody.
I don't think it's because she a deep voice, but from what I gather from her, is Pinky don't play. She one of them girls that probably be like, I don't have conversations. I raise hands. She's like, she that type of girl. Now she
She,
ain't
I
gonna
bet she
start
is.
nothing. She ain't gonna start nothing. She ain't gonna. I don't think that Pinky is as aggressive as people think she might be, but
She
we
will
really
start
see
something.
because I see Pinky as a trooper. The reason I think that Pinky should stay around versus some of the other girls is Pinky and Angela got into it big time. Like
Oh,
they
that was
was calling
awesome.
each other and saying all kinds of things. Now Pinky was real quiet in the next episode, but she bounced back. She ain't holding it against her. It was what it was. You read, I read. And most people would say that she's the winner. Angela was the winner.
Angela was the winner. Yeah.
Yeah, of that. So, but Pinky took it like a champ. To me, you can play.
I mean, she did okay, but she also got up and said, "I'm leaving. This is my cue to leave." And the minute she was called on, she set her butt right down, like she didn't just make that
She
comment
did. She
that it's
did.
time for her to leave. And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, Pinky,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
She was being dramatic. Like, I guess I was, you know, I love saying this. Not that I'm an expert on reality TV, but I literally have been watching reality TV since 1992 when the Real World Experiment was on. So,
Oh,
like,
so
yeah,
have I.
yeah. So, when you watch reality TV that long and you done sat through enough reunions and enough interviews of these people, you start to learn things that tell you, you can pick up, redo. Right now, I think my eyes are good enough to even pick up. I can't remember what they're called, but they're actually called something. When you have to reshoot a scene, y'all notice sometimes they have to reshoot scenes that
Mm-hmm.
they've already done, and y'all see it in other TV shows. We definitely have noticed it with Carlos King because he makes like mistakes.
They did it a lot on the Kardashians too. They always had to
Did
redo a
they?
scene. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can
They even
tell.
redid her DUI.
Yeah, you can tell when you two people be in an argument and they'll have on the
Mm-hmm.
same clothes, but they hair different, and it keep going backwards and forward. And you like, huh? My cousin was in the reality show, and that was literally the scenario. She said she had to go find this wig. It was a specific wig, and she said she couldn't find it to save her life. And she went looking for it, but she found one as close as possible. She said, if you pay attention, them is actually two different wigs.
See,
So and I didn't go back and rewatch it, but it happens. There's an element of acting in reality TV that people don't want to admit. I'm telling you, if you get that when you're watching it, it'll make it much more fun and it won't be so heavy. You all won't be saying stuff like, "Oh, it's so bad. It ain't enough drama. They ain't doing something." They are acting. They doing their best. That's why I could look at last season and of Potomac, and yeah, Giselle didn't do hardly nothing. She ain't had no personal story. Giselle was working her butt off trying to get those girls. She was trying to create stories for those girls. You could see it. Giselle was,
I don't know that I
she was,
saw it, but I definitely heard you say it every
yeah,
week.
you could see her on one side of the room, and then something be happening. She on the other, but she always watching. Oh, I'm disappointed in you. She would say certain things. You're trying to figure out why. A scene was supposed to go a certain kind of way, and most of the time it was what's her name? That I ain't crazy about.
Who?
Um, the one girl from Potomac that y'all crazy about.
Oh,
Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stacy switched up on them. She did that a lot. If I pray a princess, she did that a lot, and it was frustrating to the girls.
Yeah, but it worked for her.
And it worked for her, and I think
Hmm.
she's going to continue to do it. But the only way that they're going to like bring humble her, they're going to have to, and it's unfortunate. They're going to have to, or they're going to have to isolate her.
No.
Yeah.
Heck, they've been trying to isolate
It
her since
might
first
be why
season.
she had a friend this year, because she has a friend this season, a white girl,
Who?
Stacy.
Okay. When does it start back? It seems like they've been gone forever.
They still filming because they're in London, or they're back from London. They were filming in
No,
London.
no, no, not Atlanta. Stacy and them.
That's what I'm talking about. Potomac. They're in London.
Okay.
Yeah,
What are they doing in London?
I guess filming. They're filming because I haven't seen pictures.
Okay, because I was thinking about Traders. Is that in London? Who
No,
knows?
that's in Scotland. I thought that's where
Scotland.
Atlanta
Okay.
goes.
Okay.
Isn't that where? That's where Portia and them go.
Okay. That yeah, I was getting the two
Because
mixed
it's
up.
Phaedra and Portia.
Okay. Hmm.
They're both going. I mean, Atlanta's going. Potomac right now.
Oh, what do you think about Phaedra's stepson coming to the Bailey Bowl? No
What
big
I
deal.
think about her, what?
Her stepson at the Bailey Bowl with her.
Oh yes.
Right.
I thought
Because
there was
when they
pictures.
walked up, I thought, is that Apollo's son? I
You
thought it
didn't
was
see it.
so
They put it
cute.
up there. They said Apollo's son.
Yeah, but I meant as they were walking up to it on the outside, they hadn't put his name up there yet that
Oh
I
yeah,
saw.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I thought that is Apollo's son. So I remember her
They
saying that.
said she said that when she saw him, fell in love with him, and I was actually impressed with that because I do
So
remember.
was I. Yeah, I
I
remember
was
that.
I remember her actually in an episode, her first season, saying, I don't know why I remember this season, girl. I got too much reality TV and stuff in my head. But I remember her saying, yes, I got me a man with no kids and so and so and so and so. She had made
Yeah, yeah,
some kind of comment like that in confessionals. Because I thought, I get it. It was out. Um, that's what my grandma would call an inside conversation that you saying outside. I
uh-huh.
would never said that on TV. Like, because it's just not always realistic in this day
Yeah,
and time. Because if it wasn't realistic for Gen X, it ain't certainly not for millennials.
yeah. I'm
It's
glad that
just,
she, because at first she said she wasn't sure. No, I hadn't met him,
yeah,
but then met him and fell in love with him,
yeah.
and that was so good to
And he
hear.
wants to have a
A
relationship with
relationship
his
with his
brother.
brothers. Yeah,
I thought that was really nice. I wish
yeah.
that Phaedra had showed that part
What
in
part?
her, like navigating divorce life and meeting him and talking about that. Like, to me, I know that that ain't really her story to tell,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's a continuation of the story that we were introduced to. So it's actually quite lovely story because
It is a lovely
um,
story.
if you want to be honest, they did a podcast about it, the Sun and Apollo,
I
and
saw
they
that.
told the whole story. Apollo didn't know about this boy either.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's been on and popping since they know. You know,
Yeah, they've been getting along. So they've
yeah,
had some ups and downs, but for the most part, they are, just blending together like a family. I
yeah,
would love just to be nosy and know who the chick is, but
yeah.
you
But
know,
I was glad that I heard that Phaedra embraced him. And, not so
yes,
shy that, he's able to be around his brothers.
yes,
I
yeah,
think that's so cool because they
yeah.
need
That
that.
was a
That's
good
the, and
scene.
I'm not. I don't know why I'm surprised about that because like Phaedra is one of those type of women who understand. Phaedra and I think so much alike is scary. I
Oh,
grew up in Alabama. I grew up in Birmingham, so there's this Southern mentality of you present perfection even when the house is on fire that I have always enjoyed about her because I understand that. I'm a person, yeah, I may be considered toxic. You keep inside business inside.
yeah, yeah,
You don't talk about certain things outside.
yeah.
I wouldn't probably make a great reality person because I think too much. But yeah, more like Phaedra. Phaedra knows how to be. She knows how to be in moments.
Do you think she doesn't need to be on the show? Because she's been
Um,
getting a lot of that talk. A lot of people
yeah,
think that.
because I know she got a guaranteed contract. I don't know for how many years, but she's gonna have to step it up next season because I can't think of anything significant she's done this season other than which I thought it was pretty cool. Her helping out Kelly.
Yeah, that was not.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Angela on Watch What Happens Live. Andy asked her, "Well, what do you think about Phaedra helping Kelly?" And Angie said, she said, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, because Kelly didn't have no money to pay nobody else, so okay, it was nice for Phaedra. So she just went right in and put just shaded her like that. She didn't have no other way to get it done. I thought it was sweet too, but I was kind of shocked.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't mad. It's very clear that Kelly is struggling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I mean, that ain't unreality, but a lot of times people kind of see reality TV as they want to see it as an escape. They
yeah.
don't
That's
like
true.
to view it like I view it. I view it and overanalyze it. People just want to escape. And Kelly isn't an escape girl. You
Yeah,
don't want to. You don't want to be Kelly. You want to be
yeah,
Shamea. You really want to be Portia. And it could say whatever you will about Portia. Portia done lived so many freaking lives.
yeah. She
She
has.
has lived a lot. I mean, she's literally on a whole nother life.
I was really wanting to know where her mom is living now that they sold that house. They leaving that out of the conversation. Where'd
I,
she go?
but I know that I knew that they had sold the house and the mama moved out. You
Mm-hmm.
think it was smart for her to sell her house?
No. Mm-mm.
I don't either.
What was the reason for it? And she said so she sold it for 2 million, she said, and
Hmm.
so she could take it and put toward the other one. I think I would have kept that house. That is her house, and she has her mom in it. So she said it was a good business move for her. I don't know.
She wants to keep this $7 million house and she doesn't need to. Yep, the note is $35,000 a month. I can't even
Yeah, it's a lot. But
like.
what do you think about that, Joy, when somebody goes through a divorce and the lady, the wife keeps the house and then she moves on to another man and that man moves into the house that the first husband gave you? What do you think about that?
I think it's trashy in some respects, but the girl, she wasn't having sex with Simon. I don't believe they
Heck, it
had.
ain't even about sex. It's just in general,
Simon,
you bringing somebody else up into this
to me, that's
house.
what would make it sacred. If I just had a roommate or intimate partner and you can have sex with whoever you want, that's not it's not sacred. If they
Wait a
not
minute.
having, I don't believe they were having sex. I mean, she even
Her
said,
thighs were still hurting. You remember that scene on
"Who?
Portia's Family Matters? He
Mm-mm.
sat down to tell her to go and get the Versace, give him back his Versace robe. And but before he said that, she looked and said, "What? What do you want to talk about? My thighs hurt." As if he was getting ready to ask her for some, and she threw out the my thighs hurt comment. And I thought, Portia, you don't want none from him tonight. So I don't know. I don't know. That
Yeah.
was funny though.
I didn't know Gerald was as old as he was.
How old is he?
I think he's like 60.
And she's in her 40s.
He got good, and because a lot of people were saying, well, some of the problem might not even be her. It could be his old sperm, but they were having a problem putting she does in vitro, so they extract certain sperm.
Mm,
That's why she got a boy. They extract sperm from boy. Boy sperm is either boy or girl. They separate the semen somehow, and put the boy sperm with an egg.
mm.
And then they take whatever that is and place it into your body, and a baby's supposed to grow.
Mm.
But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I think he's too wealthy of a black man, and I hate to say that in the definitive way, but in his mind, he probably thinks he too wealthy of a black man not to have a son.
Yeah, well, I'll take a son as long as you don't have extra wives running around town.
Yeah, that's
All right,
sad.
what else went on? What else happened on the show? What we missed? Let's
Her
see.
and her daughter went to therapy. What?
Over the phone with Wendy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What you think about
Okay. Um, I don't. I have my own thoughts about therapy, but in this particular case, Angela thinks that Wendy helps. I'm not so sure yet that the daughter thinks so, or
Yeah.
should.
Because her face looked funny when she said something. Like, I've already been supportive because the camera stayed on her daughter's face and they gave her a confessional.
Oh, they sure did. They sure did.
And they gave her a confessional. So yeah, I think that the daughter's holding back. I'm telling you, Angela wasn't always okay with this.
I just don't know that the daughter. I just don't think she should have to go and explain stuff.
I don't know why she think it's to film this show and think that his brother and sister ain't gonna find out from somebody they go to school with. Because if they don't know, they gonna know now. Because
Well,
it's
look,
some
the brother was on the stairs listening when they
it's
got into it.
right. It's some little fast girl right now sitting up there with her mama watching Housewives of Atlanta. And she gonna be like, "Oh, that's my friend BJ's sister. Girl, they can't wait until school start."
You even gave him a name, BJ.
Right.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
BJ Charles Jr. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Are we done? Let me
yeah.
think.
We can.
I guess so.
Oh, are we gonna talk about the end
What? What?
and Shamea crying as the credits was coming up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought we kind of did talk about it. I thought they just don't want me in their friend group, and that's okay. I can't. What did you think about that little situation? That little tear in the.
I think people are complaining about this season, and I
Oh
think
my
they're blaming
goodness.
Shamea.
So she thought, she would just have one. Her first season was going to be a bad season, and maybe this season would have been better. So how do you think it's going to be at the reunion, though? Do you think she's going to have a hard time?
She says she ready. I don't know what that means. Um,
She is.
I think that okay. This is my prediction. I said this last week. I'll say it again. Shamea, if y'all remember, every youngin last year wanted an alliance. And
Yep.
I think she tried to form one with the new girls. And I think that Shamea has been planting little things in their ear. Who there's a whole plot is Shamea. I think she's been planting little things. Not in a girl, you better not do this and don't let her, not in that kind of way. In the kind of way like, girl, and she said, I heard she said such and such and such about you. Or girl, did you hear what Joe said about so and so? He said that girl, they planning on saying XYZ about you.
Please get her off the show.
Yeah. Like Shamia, I believe Shamia was trying to get an alliance. And it's not gonna work out best for her. It's not gonna work out for her. It's not gonna work out for her.
Yeah, I
And
don't think it's gonna either.
it's not gonna work out for her because she no people can't get over the fact because I can't. I mean, when I say that I can't, I'm sincere when I say that I can't get over the fact that you and Portia has been friends as long as you had, even if there were gaps in your friendship, because it seems like there were gaps in their friendship where they weren't
Mm-hmm.
hanging, and then all of a sudden they were hanging and connected at the hip. That you and Portia have been on and off friends since you were in middle school, and in weeks into filming a reality show that you got on your friend's platform, you no longer want to be friends with her. People can't get over that without you explaining it. And Shamia doesn't even have the guts to say that on TV, what her real issue is. She said it in interviews. What she said with Carlos King, the beginning of the problem, she would say to Carlos King, but y'all ain't heard it on the show. Shamia
Mm-hmm.
has not properly said, I ain't got over that from 10 years ago. I thought I was over it. But because I think I said this before. If my friend had done that to me, even if I really did forgive her and everything was kosher, I would have said, one of the first scenes we must film together is me and you talking out that scene and what happened so many years ago. That would have been a prerequisite for me. For one, it puts the story to bed. For one, it puts a period in it. And because if they had done that and worked it out, all Portia had to do was, girl, I'm sorry. I should have said something. You get wrapped up in conversations, and I should have had your back as my friend, and I shouldn't have. And I'm sorry. Because and I was feeling somewhat kind of way about Candy. She was getting close to you. If they had a real conversation, that's how the conversation would have went. Because Portia was feeling some type of way. Her life was falling apart. That was the season that Portia was having some financial issues, and then your friend get married to this rich African, and you want me to spend $8,000 on a ticket. Like Portia was having some issues.
Were you surprised that Shamea was in Portia's wedding?
No, because they were good friends.
But they also had, a big disagreement when Portia wouldn't go and be in her wedding.
Now,
Well, at least not to
but
Africa,
that's
wherever
my
they went.
point. They had made up. You don't excuse
Well,
your friend. That's really my point. She either pretended to. I don't know what her issue was. That the way it feels is that, and this is why it's ugly. It feels like Portia played the long game with Portia. That Portia was the famous person. She had the money, but Portia had the fame. If I attach myself to this and we have fun together, I'm always her friend. Everybody liked her because of that. But
mm.
we saw the rift with Candy. Candy's a different kind of friend. Candy is over Shamea in popularity, maybe not in money, but definitely in status in life. If we're talking that ugly way, y'all
And she
understand?
said a couple times, Shamea said a couple times, she doesn't mind not being in the spotlight.
That's a
She's
lie.
okay to be in the background. I believe it's a lie too.
Yeah, it's a lie. I'm
Yeah.
like, and every time you see her, like her and Candy out there, everybody say she always naked, and it's everybody on a boat and like, and that's a narrative that I don't think she wants to continue. Like, Shamir doesn't need this. She wants it. Like some of them need it. Say whatever you will about Portia. Portia needs this show. I ain't saying she don't want it, but she needs it. Angela Oakley probably don't need this show. She wants it.
And we want her.
Yeah, to me, they make the best housewives.
Yeah.
When they just want fame, they already got the money. Angela Oakley does move in nice circles, in real nice circles. And when I mean real, like Hollywood names and NBA, they move in real circles. Angela be at all the games. And she said she be in all Angela B's in some rooms. It might not be rooms that aren't valuable to us. We're women. I'm not really into sports, but Charles Oakley ain't no chump
Yeah.
in no circles. She got a humdinger for a husband. She got a name for him. Yeah,
Yeah, I like him. They're funny to me.
yeah. Like Portia, I mean, Phaedra probably don't need this show. It might be a little balanced because
How does she make her money?
she owns that funeral home. Like
Well,
those
does she
jobs.
own it? Did you see the preview for
Her and
next?
Willie Watkins, they opened up one I thought together.
Well, the previews of next week's show, I believe it showed that she sat down to talk to him, and he made a comment like, "So you're ready to get back into this?" As if they have
Oh,
not been working together. So I wasn't sure
um, okay.
what's behind that comment and what she
And
owns
she
or
does have a
not.
law office.
We she's giving free services away.
That's for the show. That's to keep the storyline. Let's be clear.
Other than that, she wasn't gonna do it. And where is her boyfriend?
I wish that she would date. I hope that I
You
say
don't
the
like the
same
guy she
thing
was
about
dating?
Giselle. Even if it's like a new fake person. Remember Giselle used to have a little boyfriend that she used to bring on the show periodically.
Yeah.
They ain't have no sexual chemistry, but she had a date. We need to see her date. It would be fun to see her date.
We've seen her date.
I ain't talking about one episode. That's not a date. We're not getting
We've
them.
seen her on a couple episodes. We've met a couple of the guys she's known forever that she went out on a date with.
I ain't talking about one date. I ain't
I'm
talking
talking
about
about multiple dates, multiple men. We've met two
like
or three of them.
at her house, and he's a part of her storyline. And when she goes somewhere, she's bringing this same guy throughout
Hmm.
the season. He in 4 or 5 episodes at
Like,
least.
yeah, like the one that what's his name, Sherman, that Monique stalked.
Right. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I felt like Sherman was real. I know Sherman was real because that's the only time I seen Giselle cry when they broke up.
yeah,
Or,
yeah.
or and Giselle had to walk away from the cameras, and of course, them cameras was following. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen her cry. So absolutely, uh, I
Oh,
believe that was real. She was dating him. He was around
yeah.
her children. Like that was serious. I'd like to see her date because I know Giselle outside because she always going somewhere with some dude going to Jamaica. I was in Jamaica, so and so. I was in so and so. So like Giselle be outside. She need to find somebody that's willing to date her on the show. That's all.
I
Well,
wouldn't
anyway,
do it.
what you think about Pinky and these heels
What heels?
at the basketball game?
That wasn't Pinky. That was
I mean,
old
not
girl
Pinky,
Kelly
Kelly. And she's talking from she don't wear tennis shoes, and you know she was in the episode before.
with tennis shoes on.
Yeah, with tennis shoes on.
She's
When they
funny.
was at the house at Shamea's condo.
She's funny. I mean, her dressing, her fat. I don't know what it is. I see why she's mad at the girl from last season. What's her name? Brett Eady, and the stylist,
Yeah.
because she's so little. That stuff is not going to hang off of her the way it might hang off of somebody else. Um, she's interesting. I don't know.
Britt Edie and Portia was somewhere together.
Oh, I saw that.
Speaking of this
Did that
past.
shock you?
No.
Is that where Portia started rapping? I saw that.
Yeah, Portia lost her damn mind on this
She
rap.
has. She's
But
trying to
she,
get some of the Drew music stuff going.
that was the craziest crap I ever said. My daughter, when I said this to my daughter, she said, "Boy, the lives that Portia has lived. You talking about live your best life? You only got one,
She done been a preacher,
right?
talking about the life she now
A fight,
lives.
the
Right,
princess
right,
of
right.
Scotland. Like she has been like." She done been married. Now she a lesbian. I was like, Lord.
It's like
And she said on an interview the other day that I'm gay now.
I heard her. She's a
Or was that
mess.
on the show? Was that on the show or was that on?
I think it was on the show actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was like,
Could
I'm
be
gay
wrong.
now. No, that wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't be on the show because she ain't exclusively dating her now. She.
What else was it on that we've seen her on?
I don't know.
I'm seeing a bunch of interviews lately, but with them on Angela Yee,
Maybe it was Watch What's Happening Live or something.
because I haven't seen Portia outside of the
It
show.
was. It was Watch What's Happening Live.
Yeah, I haven't seen her on that.
Yeah.
Was she on there recently?
She was on there last week. And I think that's where she said, "Oh, I'm gay now." And I was like, "What does gay mean?"
Well, we know the other guy was rented. So, but I think they make a cute couple. Her and Sway. They've grown on me. Hmm.
I Portia just want to be happy. Portia is her whole energy gives. Portia been looking for a man since she was 12. So Portia is the type of girl that want to be loved. And she done met some girl, and that girl, because as my daughter say, they say them girls be different. I said, how they be different? She was like, I don't know personally, but they say these stud girls that got some money, they know what we want. Like they a girl. So they know what women like. They move on our same instincts. And I was like, what? I can see
Bless you.
that. I can see that.
Mm. She funny.
Yeah.
But all right, what else we got?
I think that's it. Well,
Mhm.
just that Bailey Bowl. I love how Angela she know how to bring some drama at that at that basketball game. And she was like, "Well, I just want to say you said something about my husband." And so like that girl, I'm like, "Girl, this your fundraiser for your mama or honor for your
Right.
mama."
Her little producer said, just go in, go get it in, just get it
That's what
in."
that's what it seemed like. I mean,
Hmm.
sometimes Angela be moving in a way that in my mind, this is just me. I promise you, I think about this. Angela, because of how blunt she is, Angela be ready to go home. So Angela, just like, let's get to the nitty and the gritty. Let me tell you what I think about this. And she tell her what she think about. Because we need to get this going. I want to get home. I think about that all the time. Like that's how blunt she is. She moved because most of the time people
She
don't really
funny.
like being confrontational.
Well,
What you think about her screaming in the previews when they get to Scotland? If you're gonna talk about me to my face.
and did she say peekaboo? Yes,
Yeah.
she did. I don't know, but I'm sure it's something that Shamea started.
Girl, she got so many names for Shamea, like Shalaya, Shamea, Shamesi. Girl, it's so many. Shamina. It's like so
Shamina.
many of them. And
That's
I
so
said
funny.
people just need to start sending them to her to
They
play
really
code
do.
words about Shamia. It is so funny. It's like, girl, I don't know why they even have a problem. Shamia, leave that girl alone. Because you're not going to win. All y'all can sit up there and talk about she practiced her reads all day long. She got them. They
Hmm.
have us giggling. We
And they
still
land
right,
the
and
first
they
time.
land. We still laughing at who's plotting. What's the plot? What's the plot? That's the funniest thing we done seen all season.
Yeah, she's
What's the plot?
that's hilarious.
Girl, get some
Yeah,
food. You hungry? It's
just
7 o'clock
eat.
in the morning. Just eat.
I see why her and Charles, because he's just silly. I see why they are together. They both. Can you imagine? They both are crazy. I love it.
Yeah, they
I
cool.
love it.
They actually, I mean, I'll tell you this. My husband and I are like that. Like I'm
I can
full
see
of
it.
like whatever. He is dry as biscuits. He will. It just is what it is. People used to ask me all the time, "How are y'all like together?" He like he cool, girl. I got me a quiet guy. I always tell people I got the nice guy in the classroom that the girls were trying to holler at. I do. That's the best way I could describe him. He was the nice boy. Like everybody knows my husband. When I say everybody where he grew up, everybody knows him. Nobody has anything bad to ever say about him. He is the nice guy that everybody knew. I don't care if he was the thug.
Where'd you go? Uh, hello, Joy.
Is this you can't hear me? Hello? I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna go ahead and log off because it did say that I went off, but it clearly says me on. So I'm finna click off. All right, y'all. I'm sorry about this. Thank you for tuning in. This was Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, episode 12 recap. Peace out.